Welcome to Digital Life 2006 Pro-Am Tournament. We've got Warcraft 3 finally up here on the stage, and what a matchup it should be. We've got Spirit Moon taking on TEK9.Boy, and let's talk a little bit about these two teams because there's a lot to be said about both of these two players. First, let's talk a little bit about TEK9.Boy. TEK9.Boy comes from TEK9. He was invited to the tournament. He's done very, very well in the United States throughout all sorts of competitions, and also has some international experience as well. Now, Spirit Moon, he's got quite the reputation, and he is probably one of the most well-known and popular Warcraft 3 players coming from Korea.
Right.
So this is going to be a big battle here, and Spirit Moon, he played in the NGL, what was it, about a month and a half ago, and he actually broke his arm during the event.
This is crazy.
And then he went on to win it. So a guy with a broken arm won playing Warcraft 3. Before coming to this tournament, he had his cast removed. So this is the first tournament that he is playing not handicapped.
Maybe it'll be like that movie, What's It with the Kid, who has the cast on his arm and he can pitch the baseball really well.
Really fast.
Yeah.
And there you see him up on screen right there. That's Spirit Moon, as you can see him going at it very, very quick. And there you go.
All right, so what you need to know about Spirit Moon, Marcus, is that he comes directly from Korea. There's a lot of intense Warcraft 3 play over in Korea, guys, and he really gets a lot of really good practice in, and he is really the top player for Warcraft 3 at this moment in time. And we're going to see it today, right now in this matchup. Right now, we have what's called a mirror match, which means when the Night Elf races play each other, both Night Elf races, and that's called a mirror match because each one race is playing the same race over again. So we're going to see a lot of the same tactics from these two players. We should see possibly the same hero from these guys. Taking a look at what Moon's building right now, it looks like he is going with the Demon Hunter, and it looks like we're going to have the Priestess of the Moon for TEK9.Boy. So actually, normally these two would probably go both Priestesses of the Moon, Marcus, but today we're going to see a little bit something different.
We might see something different. Now, let me give a little bit of education for those folks out here who might be looking up here and go, this is a little bit different than what I'm used to seeing. Yeah, there's no big explosions. There's no rocket launchers. There's nothing quite like that going on. This is a game of resources. This is a game of micromanagement. This is a game of strategy. And what these players are doing is they're basically using their race and they're collecting resources. In this particular case, it's lumber and gold. Using these resources, then they build additional units or they upgrade to make better units. And then there's all sorts of things around the map, like these little things called creeps, and those will give your heroes experience. And your heroes are the most powerful units in the game. So it's very important to get this experience, and it is a very strategic game. Not necessarily what us here in the United States are used to seeing, but this is a very popular game type over in the Far East, especially in Korea, where StarCraft hails king, and Warcraft is just right behind it. And, it's starting to gain a lot of popularity in the United States, and it has a huge, huge international crowd as well. So let's get into the action. We could use a little bit of game sounds here so we can hear what all of these guys are doing. But once again, as Jeff mentioned, this is a mirror match, which basically means both players are using the Night Elf race. And there's 4 different races in Warcraft. There is there's the orcs, the humans, the Night Elves, and the undead. And right here, we are going to see Moon make his way back to his base now. They're all teching up right now. This is the early stages of Warcraft 3 that are typically not the most exciting, because that's when these guys are gathering their resources and trying to figure out what route they're going to take in terms of how they should build their units and what their tech trees should be. And tech trees basically mean this. When you upgrade your units, or you upgrade to, say, a new tree of life, which would be kind of your home base, you might go for units that maybe attack from the air, or you might go with units that can cause siege damage, that do a lot of damage to the buildings, or you might go with units that have weak attacks but a lot of armor and can take a lot of damage. There's a lot of different scenarios that can unfold here.
All right, well, Marcus, what I want to talk about right now for a second is that I can see right now that TEK9.Boy is getting an early harassment tactic going. He's coming into Moon's base early on in the game, very early on, before basically either guy has very many resources, and he's trying to attack Moon's units, and he's trying to do some damage, take out what he can, and cause Moon to lose some resources, and he's doing a fairly decent job of it. Moon's doing pretty good. Moon's doing even better at fighting it off, I'd say. Here we go now. He's got his Demon Hunter up here, and he's easily fending away this harassment harassment attack. So basically what we saw was some very good micro by Moon, and then fending off the harassment attack early on by TEK9.Boy, and now TEK9.Boy is going to go ahead and retreat to his base.
And he will. You know, harassment early on can be a way to interrupt a player's economy or resource gathering, and that's exactly what TEK9.Boy was going for right there. Now, I do notice that TEK9.Boy is choosing to use the Huntresses, which is a little bit beefier unit than all of these archers that Moon has right now. The advantage is that obviously these archers, he's got a lot of damage with 4 guys, and there's only 2 of these Huntresses because they are more expensive units. You can see that TEK9.Boy is now on the run as this level 2 Demon Hunter for Spirit Moon now is continuing to beat on the Priestess of the Moon. She will retreat out, and as you can see over here, there's a little army collecting of TEK9.Boy. He's got a few more Huntresses coming in. Not sure how much those have actually been upgraded. It looks like not at all quite yet, but it's still unknown exactly what sort of tech he'll go for. Also, we've got a second hero out for Moon, and not sure if we've got a second hero yet for TEK9.Boy. I don't see it.
Just one.
Okay, just one. And look at that, actually, Moon using his scroll or town portal scroll, excuse me, as he sends his Demon Hunter back to actually look at that, all the way back to another unit on the base. I believe that was a teleportation device there, right? Staff, and he teleported all the way over to the other side of the map. Is that going to be good? Not sure, because there's a whole lot of Huntresses and the Priestess of the Moon after him now, and he will choose to go ahead and get out of there as quickly as he possibly can. You can see he's taking a little bit of damage, but also he's level 2 compared to the level 1 Priestess of the Moon. So Moon does have a little bit of an advantage here on this map up already. And just for those of you watching, we are on Terranus Stand, and I'm not sure whose map pick this actually was, but it is becoming a more and more popular Warcraft 3 map.
Yeah, this is a map that I actually haven't seen that much, Marcus, but getting to see plenty of it today right now, as this Beastmaster up here is in the top northwest corner of the map, doing a little bit of creeping. He is level 2 now, about halfway to level 3. Moon's, you're really using his resources effectively, Marcus. He's got plenty of money still left. He's already got an Ancient of Lore out. He's got his shop up already, and right now we're going to see what kind of unit Moon's going to start building. Looks like we'll see here in just a few seconds. But he's on 40 out of 50 supply already, so Moon is really doing very well resource-wise. Let's take a look at what TEK9.Boy's doing. He's at 37 out of 40, so not 40 out of 50 like Moon. He's a little bit behind Moon money-wise or resource-wise. But anyway, we have 2 heroes. Do we have 2 heroes now? No, it looks like TEK9.Boy sticking. No. Yes, here we have the second hero, the Dark Ranger, going to be for TEK9.Boy. So we see 2 heroes already, Marcus, and that could impact the game significantly.
Yeah, it could, and rightfully so. Usually these guys, especially since we do have a tavern in the middle, there's neutral heroes that can be obtained in the middle of the map. Now we have Spirit Moon making his way across. He's got an army of archers, and also his Beastmaster, who has the Quill Beast there. He can summon those 2 at a time to bring out. And look at this. Here he's going to use a staff of teleportation, and where will he take this unit? Not sure yet. It might be back to the base, because you can see here that TEK9.Boy is continuing to harass. He'll send his whole team back, and we've got a couple of Dryads in there for Moon now, and they will continue. This is where the micromanagement comes into play. You can see some of those archers being teleported back so that he can avoid any sort of damage, and that is a very, very smart move. One of these Hunters is about to go down. Slow is activated, or I believe that is poisoned there by the Dryads, and look at this. Just Spirit Moon just basically devastating this army here. I don't see any Huntresses left for these guys. He's got 2 more running back to the base, and then just 2 heroes right here. He definitely doesn't want to use his scroll to teleport or his scroll to town portal yet, so he's going to go ahead and get out of there, and that will allow Spirit Moon to continue to creep.
Yeah, so Spirit Moon continuing to gain experience. There's level 2 on the Beastmaster, still level 2 on the Demon Hunter, and Spirit Moon basically totally annihilating TEK9.Boy in that last rendezvous, Marcus. And TEK9.Boy already with an expansion here, as you can see, he's up in the top right-hand corner, the northeast corner. He's building another Tree of Life. That's going to allow more and more resources to keep pouring in. Here we go. Spirit Moon looks to be on the attack now, pushing into TEK9.Boy's base. This could be a big move here, Marcus. He's bringing in the Dryads. He's bringing in the archers that he needs, and let's see what happens here, as only a couple Huntresses here for TEK9.Boy, and let's see what Spirit Moon's micromanagement can take them out.
Well, I think already he's got 1 Huntress down. We see that the Beast Hunter will go ahead and level up right here. This is going to be a tough one here for TEK9.Boy. Another Huntress about ready to go down. The poison from those Dryads just absolutely rocking these Huntresses, along with all of the little damage that the archers are sending out. And TEK9.Boy already saying, good game. What an impressive, aggressive attack there by Spirit Moon. Very, very nicely done.